Hey YouTube, what's up? Dr. T here, and welcome to my hometown, St. Petersburg, Florida. We are located on the central west coast of Florida by Tampa Bay and in the Gulf of Mexico on the west side of the county. Take a minute to have a look at St. Petersburg in all its wonders, a piece of paradise to live in. If you are new to my channel, take a look around. You will find everything for one-stop shopping in the playlists. So back to Bitcoin and the model I'm developing as a potential trading possibility. In my last post I went through the selection of the exchange GDAX and the reasons, and the coin Ethereum, and I said about a model whereby one identifies a peak or a valley and then trades against that against that position, i.e. you are in stock, reaches a peak and you sell out below the peak. You are in cash, reaches a bottom, and you buy in from the bottom upwards. Now I'm tracking this via my coding environment, which is somewhat kind of attenuated here. I have two blocks. One is for evaluating what the buy position would be, and one is evaluating what the sell position would be. And I had originally moved from a low position of selling or buying from the peak or the valley by a small number of dollars. Now that has been iterated through experience and need for adjustments to now 11, maybe 12, but $11 is a reasonable optimum. So we'll take the current position. So I sold my last hypothetical position for 733, recorded a bottom at 720, and it's now predicting that I should buy at 731 based on this model. Get that out of the way. You're looking at the whole of yesterday's trading from the morning up to the evening. I did a number of trades throughout that time, and they are recorded now on a spreadsheet. So these are the potential purchases and sales I went through as the stock went through its iterations yesterday. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 4 purchases throughout that day. The first one netted 3.7% gain. Then there was a slight loss, a 0, and then the big run up late in the day it netted nearly a 7% gain. These have been put through the appropriate value adjustments, and hypothetically, if I started off with $1,000, we will be sitting on $1,100 right now. So as you can see, the last buy was 735 and it was sold at 733, so that would be the current position. And looking at the market, I went through this screen yesterday. Over here you have the absolute trades that have taken place from right now 623 to 625. Over here you have the orders to the upside and the orders to the downside, and in this chart we have the block amount of depth of the market. This is the upside. It's showing resistance to the upside, so the general conclusion is that it's not going to be going up at any great rate, and there's a potential for the downside. If you come out from this, one can make a kind of guesstimate as to where things are going to be going. So from the other day, from actually just one day, we went through this big downside the other day, and it's found a support level. It's found a support level out from where it was before. We can't fully see that, so we go over to the as I mentioned before, this is on the World Coin Charts website, where it tracks all of the coins. I'm just looking at Ethereum, so we can take a look at the bigger picture out here, and we can see the bigger picture out here, going through all of it again, where that's the whole picture. It's doing its first major pullback from the top, looking to find a support level, and now we appear to have found that support level, which is going forwards here. So here's the support level, which is currently holding, and we went through yesterday's upside. Now, given that yesterday was a whole upside, it will need to regroup to make such another big upside. So today is probably going to go down sideways, I would think, until it regroups, and before it makes another charge. It needs to build some confidence it's not going down, so some people will take some liquidity out of there, and then it may see another rise. So that's just a speculative kind of guesstimate of what might be happening. So we go into the real market of what's going on right now. If you look over my chart here, I am due to the bottom just gets changed. If it drops out, we just keep dropping the bottom, and that resets the buy-in price, because ideally it drops out and then we buy in at a lower price, and then when it sells off, then you have a little bit more profit. So that's how the model's running. It's running reasonably well. I think these variances are well within tolerance. I mean, this variance here saw us lose a couple of dollars, and this variance here saw us lose a couple of dollars. That's perfectly quite reasonable. So so far the $11 variance on the upside downside to the buy or sell, I think, is quite good for this model. This is one-stop shopping. You don't need to look at any of this technical stuff as to where the support levels or where the potential rises are, whatever. You just need to identify an absolute peak, and then set your buy at, in the case of my model, $11 below that peak, or an absolute bottom, and that bottom is going to take into account these sharp downsides as well. You've got to follow this. So that's the current situation. It's early morning. There's probably some trading going on in Europe now, and the US is waking up, so we can see it making its movements. I would variously adjust this number over here and run up here, and then run the code, and it will just spit out some new numbers for me. So that's the current situation after doing one day's theoretical trading, testing the model, making adjustments for it, and so far it seems to be having a reasonable successful probability. If you look at this again, we've got two absolute big trades for profit, and 3 minor variances from that. So I think that's pretty good for this model. As I said, I would keep reiterating that. So that's my position and where I'm going, what I'm doing. And just to give you some update, and we'll see what happens today. I'm thinking it'll go kind of sideways down, and I'll keep you updated as things go forward.